The concept of the false self and the true self has been explored by many psychologists and spiritual leaders, but it remains a complex and often misunderstood topic. At its core, the false self refers to the persona or identity that we create for ourselves in order to fit in and be accepted by society. It is a collection of ego-driven layers that we construct over time, based on societal expectations, past experiences, and our own insecurities. In contrast, the true self is our authentic self, the person we truly are, deep within our core. It is our essence, our soul, and it is often buried beneath the layers of the false self. The false self may seem like a necessary defense mechanism in a world that values conformity, but it can also lead us astray from our true purpose and potential. The false self constructs all sorts of layers of ego and angst and striving and foolishness, while the true self, deep at the center of a person, waits for the time when the false self will die and allow the real life to begin. This notion highlights an important aspect of this journey towards authenticity: the death of the false self. The false self can be seen as a protective shield that we use to navigate through life. It helps us fit in and conform to societal norms, but it also keeps us from truly connecting with ourselves and others. We may become so attached to this false identity that we forget who we truly are. We become consumed by the need to maintain the facade, constantly striving for external validation and approval. However, this constant striving can lead to feelings of angst and inner turmoil. We may find ourselves questioning our choices and actions, wondering if they align with our true values and desires. The more we feed into our false self, the further we drift away from our authentic selves. But why do we continue to cling onto this false identity if it causes us so much distress? The answer lies in our fear of rejection and social exclusion. We have been conditioned to believe that our worth is determined by how well we conform to societal expectations. We fear being judged and rejected if we show our true selves, so we hide behind the false self. Yet, the false self can only sustain us for so long. Eventually, it will start to crumble under the weight of its own untruths, leaving us feeling lost and disconnected. This is when the journey towards authenticity truly begins, when we are forced to confront our false identity and start peeling back the layers to reveal our true selves. This journey is not an easy one. It requires introspection, self-reflection, and vulnerability. We must be willing to let go of the false narratives and beliefs that we have held onto for so long. But as we shed these layers of the false self, we begin to uncover the beauty and authenticity of our true self. The true self is not concerned with societal norms or external validation. It is guided by our inner wisdom and values. When we tap into our true self, we are able to make choices and decisions that are aligned with our authentic selves, leading to a sense of fulfillment and purpose. But even as we embrace our true self, we must acknowledge that the false self will continue to linger within us. It may rear its head from time to time, especially in situations where we feel vulnerable or under pressure. However, with self-awareness and self-compassion, we can gently redirect ourselves towards our authentic selves. As we continue on this journey towards authenticity, it is important to surround ourselves with supportive and accepting individuals who encourage us to be our true selves. It is also crucial to practice self-care and self-love, as this helps us connect with our inner wisdom and cultivate a stronger sense of self. In conclusion, the false self constructs a web of ego and angst that can hinder our path towards authenticity. But with self-awareness, self-compassion, and a willingness to let go of the false narratives, we can shed these layers and connect with our true self. The journey towards authenticity may not be easy, but the rewards are immeasurable: a sense of purpose, fulfillment, and a deep connection with ourselves and others. The time for the false self to die is now, so that our true lives can begin. KIK, knowledge is king. Get into the know. Peace to the conscious minds, the righteous hearts, and those who want to see.